If you haven't watched part 1, go watch that video first. Click the card at the top right corner of the screen to watch it.
Now I'm going to proceed to further separate the hair. Now we'll see how this goes. I'm going to take my time and try to carefully take it out so that I can still have that fresh first day style. We'll see how it goes. This is my first time doing a braid and curls. As usual, I'm going to put oil on my hands. And I'm just going to use the Kink Intense Moisture Sealant with avocado, jojoba, and andiroba oils. So the one that I used basically when I was to install this style. I'm just going to use that on my hands so that I can also take it down as well. Right here, I'm just smoothing the oil only on the braid part. I'm not going to like smooth it down here on the curl part, so just the braids. So that's how that looks on the first separation. Just wanted to show you guys a close-up. And right now I just want to separate them initially, and then I will go into further separation after I see how everything looks. Probably separate each one at least once to get a little bit more volume. So I only have 2 left in the front. So the tips that I wanted to give you was, instead of just like starting from where the braid starts and just like pulling them apart like I showed in the beginning, and then just kind of try to twirl it back like I did in the back here, I found that like stretching it out a little bit, and then once I stretched it and I take the parts where like I see the plaits are, so the 3 sections for the braid, and then I just kind of keep that a little bit stretched out, and you pull it apart. So you want to stretch it and then pull it apart. And when that comes out, now I twirl it around my finger, and make sure you really twirl the end so that it doesn't look frizzy. It comes back curled. And so now I'm going to separate the other 2. See me separating the other 2 like that. Separated. And then I'm going to twirl it around my finger. And then it comes back up. See how that looks? We want to avoid having it look, frizzy and uncurled. We want the curls to stay. And now I just use that and just unbraid it. And then just try to take your time with this when you are unbraiding it. You want to set aside some time to be able to take this down, so you're not in a rush, because this will take you just a little bit of time. I mean, and just because you also want to be careful with it. So I would say definitely set aside time when you will take this down. So this is a good example of why you want to be careful when you're separating it. So sometimes in the braids, like as I'm like braiding, I guess some strands may connect over to the next one. So I have to end up like pulling them through. And so that happened with this one. And as you can see, it looks a little more separated, and curled it around my fingers so that it would still look curled on the end. But it's just an example of why you want to take your time and do this. Okay, so showing you guys one more time. Stretch out the end, and then you want to go back to where the braid started, like where it separates. See the 3 strands separated there? And then I'm going to hold this taut and just pull out one at a time. Okay, and then pull that out. Okay, now I'm going to twirl that part. Twirled. And then the other 2 separations, just separate that. Sometimes they don't separate as easy, but this one did. Okay, and this one still. And sometimes you don't need to re-twirl them around your finger because they just bounce back. So okay, so that is all out. So now this is how it looks when it's all initially separated, meaning that I just took out the braids, so it's just in 3 like sets, and this is how it looks on the side. Do a little close up like I did last time. You guys can see. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and further separate it. So looking at this, you can wear it just like this if you want to. Like, you don't have to separate it further. If you were gonna leave it just like this, then we still have another step to do afterwards, which is where I would like fluff the roots, blur the parting lines with my pick. But I want to try to separate this just a little bit more and then fluff and pick. But if you want to, you can stop right here and fluff and pick if on your hair it looks full enough for you. You don't want it any fuller. You want to just wait and let it expand throughout the rest of the week. You can do that. But remember, when you are separating it, it possibly could look a little frizzier than it does now because you are further taking it apart, manipulating it, and then having to probably curl the ends around your finger and all of that. Okay. All right, so I'm back. I decided not to separate the front of my hair because I did want to keep the curls, and I didn't want them to be frizzed out. As you can see, like the curls are really still there. So I ended up separating the back a little bit more just to get more of that volume. I did pick out my hair and like massage it to blur out the parting lines. So it's up to you how you want to do your hair. If you want to further separate it, just know you may have more volume, but you'll lose the definition. And if you don't separate as much, you'll have less volume, but more definition. So it just depends on how you want to do it. I also... The Slip and Slide Knot Proof Hair Glide with Slippery Elm, Okra, and Cocoa Butter. Just to show you guys again. And so for this one, I At first I was kind of like, because I tried it, I saw that it said that it was more slip than the mango dip one, and then the other one, which was the knot sauce. And as you've seen, I have a video where I did try the knot sauce. I'll have that linked up on the screen. But I wanted to try this because it said that it was supposed to be more slip than the two of those. And I didn't see a lot of reviews on this on YouTube either. More so the mango dip and the knot sauce, but not this one. So I said, you know what, let me try this. So this did have a lot of slip. And it's probably due to the slippery elm that's in the ingredients. But at first when I put it on, I did feel the slip, like it smoothed it on my hair. And you know, the only thing with it is that it did feel a lot of slip. It did feel, you know, moisturizing, but I didn't feel like it was more like how some leave-ins that I've had before would actually, you can feel that it's penetrating into your hair versus just still feeling the slip that's on top. But I was able to separate my hair more and detangle a little bit with it. So I can really see myself using this for detangling. As well as I think now that my hair has dried and everything, you know, how it turned out, it can go for a deep conditioner too. The moisture is there, the slip is there. It's just at first I just didn't feel like it was penetrating into my hair, and I think after it had dried, then it really soaked up in the hair, because I was able to still see some parts, like, you know, sometimes you see some white stuff still, where it didn't seem like it was like fully going into the hair. My hair wasn't fully soaking it up at the moment. So that's where I was like, maybe it's not penetrating, but it is giving me all this slip and moisture, but not like that, oh, a leave-in conditioner where you know that it feels like it's just being absorbed. Because sometimes with leave-in conditioners, they're as you put them on, they absorb into your hair, and sometimes they absorb too fast, and sometimes it's okay. But overall, this did work really well. After I seen that my hair dried and everything, it worked well. Also, because there was still some white on top, when I did apply the Can't Believe It's Not Butter, there was still, you know, that whiteness was still there from the products being applied. And I was like, oh, are these products not mixing well together? Or, you know, is it going to dry and give me flakes? Like, I just didn't know how it was going to turn out. And even after, when I put the Kink Intense Moisture Sealant oil on top, it actually kind of died down some of that, the leftover like whiteness, but it still was like I could still see some parts were still like that. So it was still kind of like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it dried and it worked really well. They blended really well together. As you can see, my hair has sheen. It looks very moisturized, and it came out really nice. So the Can't Believe It's Not Butter, this one, I did talk a little bit about it, I believe, in my Well Natural Hair Show haul, although I didn't get this in that haul, so I'll have a card linked for that below. But this went on my hair really smooth. It did add that extra moisture in that was needed, and it just, I don't remember what it smells like, but it smells like it's something nostalgic, like something that I've probably smelled before, or something to like, I can't really explain what the scent is. But again, the main parts, the moisture, it's moisturizing. It's it does go into your hair. I did feel like that was like coating on my hair, and I liked how my hair felt with it. And I did have slip. I was able to detangle with it. It wasn't so thick where it's like your hair is not, like you can't detangle through your hair, it's not moving. So this, I would say, like, this is a good butter to give a try. I know a lot of people tend to like this and the Marula Maru Moisture Guru, and if you want to know about that one, I will link the card for the video. That video was the same one with the knot sauce. I used both of those, but like I said, the Can't Believe It's Not Butter is very moisturizing, and it does say that it's for coils and kinks, so it will give you that extra moisture to couple with your leave-in conditioner, because you know, leave-in conditioners by themselves, for the most part, may not be moisturizing enough for some people. You definitely may need more. So this is why I always do leave-in conditioner and then like a cream, like a heavier type cream. So I like this with them. I like the combination. They worked well. And then to seal everything in, I just use the Kink Intense Moisture Sealant, and that, you know, it has like a caramel like scent. It's not super thick. It glides on, like you just rub it into your hands, smooth it on your hair, it glides on. You can seal everything in, and all of them together worked really well. I used that to also take down this, and you could see the shine that I have on my hair, you know, after I've already taken it down, because you know the oil seals in all the moisture, and my hair still looks moisturized. It doesn't look like it dried out and like it's dry. So these products worked really well. I like them. I'd recommend them. And you know, Soultanicals always seems to sometimes have like a sale here and there, so maybe seasonally, or maybe it might be on a certain product and stuff. And you can always watch their social media, like on their Instagram, just to check out any sales or see any updates about what's going on with their products and stuff. But let me know, have you tried this combination before, or have you tried these products like separately? Did you like them if you did try them separately, or did you like them together if you did try it together? Like this video if you got value out of it. Share this with your friends and family. I know if you did get value, they will get value out of it as well. And subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my future video uploads. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.